manifesting through this as life, making this body alive. It is God alone. I belong totally, at the spiritual level if I go, I belong to God forever, eternally, and inseparable from Him. Even when I possess a body, I by mistake, the ego that manifests when the Chaitanya and matter comes together, when it comes together, may make it manifest. And the ego may manifest. And that ego is the main player who is playing all the games. Now, this ego is bodily identity. It is having bodily identity. But the real self, he is having identity with God. As you go inward towards your own core of your existence, to your real self, you will see you are one with the God. And when you start coming out, it has some range. Afterwards, the ego is there, waking ego, dreaming ego, deep sleep ego. All these are egos. This ego, waking ego, if you come towards the bodily level, the Chaitanya disappears. Its only manifestation is there, which is ego. And the ego, it belongs to matter. It identifies only with body. It cannot identify with Chaitanya. The outer you come, it is ego. Inner you go, it is Chaitanya. So, we are, Sri Ramakrishna, when he says, God is our very own, I am moving towards, he is making me move towards my real self, not the artificial external self. It is my innermost real self. There you will see God is your very own. That's why another way is earnestly praying to God. The next sentence is, God is our very own. Means freely you can pray. You can go and ask, you can demand. And another thing elsewhere, Sri Ramakrishna says, somebody asks, what is the way? He says, pray and love. Love God and pray. Through prayer and love of God, you reach the ultimate goal of human life. Then the devotee asks whether it is to love God first or to pray first. Thakur is very clear. Immediately he says, you have to first love God and then pray Him. Means that intimacy must come to go and approach. He is extremely accessible, easily approachable. He is sulabha. Extremely, he is called Saulabhya Paripurnaya. He is very sulabha. Paripurna, sulabhata. You can easily approach without any hesitation. He is your own self. If you want to ask someone else, you may hesitate. We went with one of the devotees to somebody's house. They said, don't hesitate. Take whatever you are taking food. Sankocha padbadi. Then that person told, is it my house to feel hesitation to eat? In the house I have to feel hesitant. It is somebody's house, why to bother? Manel sankocha ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಸಂಕೋಚ. So it should not happen like that. God is our very own. your very self, that you will not feel any hesitation. Means there should not be any kind of gap. When love binds, my heart expresses without any hesitation. So that state in which you can freely pray is when you really love God and you go on asking and talking what all nonsense you talk to yourself and with the world, all that you will pour at the feet of God. You will go on talking this and that. It has children, very young children, first standard, second standard and all. As soon as they come from school, they have so many stories to tell mother. Hundreds of what all happened since he's going out from the house till he came back, what all happened. Whole thing, bada, non-stop. Whether mother hears or not, he doesn't know. While eating also, while breathing, he'll be talking while breathing in and breathing out. Children talk while breathing in also, which we don't know. When you ask them to sing, they'll be singing and breathing in also. And like that it will be. You will be with same intimacy, that same freedom, same authority, same demands with God when the love binds you with God. But this love has to be awakened from within. It has to awaken. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is again and again trying to bring you at home with God. See, He is your very own. The moment He says He is very own, then you must feel it. God is my very own. What hesitation I have. Maybe I am making hundreds of mistakes. Does any child hesitate to go to mother? It may be doing so many mischiefs, unimaginable, terrible, but it will courageously go to mother. I saw one incident. I was there in Jogulbetta, seeing from top. One mother and one boy was talking to another woman. Mother was talking to another woman. A small boy was there, maybe third standard or second standard boy. Another boy was going in the street, his friend. Some enmity is there in between the two. This boy went and nicely bet him and ran and came and stood by the side of mother. That boy cannot do anything. He cannot beat back because his mother is there. He did not expect he is going to beat him. He saw him coming running. He thought he might be giving chocolate. This kind of chocolate he did not know. He nicely bet him and ran. That child was simply weeping and going. Could not do anything because mother is there. Same thing happens to a devotee when he might have done hundreds of mistakes in his life. He is standing by the side of God on the mother's lap, and by nature also cannot take any action. He is under the shelter of God, the all-powerful, omnipotent. So this is how even the karmas do simply stand aside. As long as you can be very safe, uncared for what the past is and what is going to be the effects of my past karma in the future. Nothing to worry. Sri Ramakrishna says, any mistake you have done, you need not worry. Take shelter at the feet of God. Try your best not to do and pray that the tendency is removed from you at the feet of God. Don't worry, any mistake happens. You take surrender at the feet of God. See, what all we see Arjuna's life, each error that he does, each vow that is pratigna he takes, even except God, nobody can make him release from those pratignas. Krishna makes it all his pratignas possible, including his life in danger. Last, when they are returning from the war, Krishna doesn't get down from the chariot first. He asks Arjuna to get down first. After Arjuna gets down, then he gets down. The moment he gets down, the whole chariot will catch fire and start burning. Then Arjuna wonders, what is this? How did it happen? I was there in it. Karna had left such arrows, they could not work at that time because I was there in the chariot. The moment he gets down, that's how God protects his devotees. So, that when will you realize that God is your own? When will you come in direct contact with God to trust 100% and leave all concerns of life totally, be absorbed in it, and do all, nature will make you do all your duties safely without any problem. Once you surrender to God and be in even if you are in the ecstatic state, all your care of looking after you and your family and your responsibilities to discharge, it is God's part. Nature will fulfill all your needs. That's what we see in the life of all saints without exception. That whole responsibility, physical responsibility of paying the debts, marrying the children, getting job, all this is governed by specific will of God. We see in all saints' life. That is what Sri Ramakrishna wants us to trust God, own Him, make Him your own, clear. What is obstructing my relationship with God, though it is eternal, I am not able to link it. It is breaking down. We should say to Him, O God, what is Thy nature? Reveal Thyself to me. I could not understand who you are, what you are, how much you are. When Krishna gives Vishwarupa Darshana to Arjuna, with the way in which the Arjuna reacts to it, and that his talk, he doesn't know what to talk, what not to talk, how to praise, but he uses some words and all like this. Tava pravritti, I could not make out what are you intending, what are you, who is you? Nothing I am able to understand. Even after seeing God, I am not able to understand you. So, whatever God reveals Himself, that alone we can know, not more than that. Reveal Thyself to me. Thou must show Thyself to me. For what else? Why else hast Thou created me? Anything coming into this nature, Prakriti, anything existing in this nature, whatever movements are taking place, everything has a past and a future. There is a past cause. This sofa is here like this because it has a cause behind why it is here, why it is in this shape. Everything has a cause and has a purpose always. The two things are there. There is a purpose. If you have brought me to this world, you have created me, you have brought me to this world, what for did you create? What was the purpose? The purpose was to pass through the relative existence and go back to source. Everything is in cycle, circular movement. It gets emerged from the absolute. It passes through the relative and goes back to its source. And we may take as many lives as we need. If you want to go faster, you can reduce the karmic load and reach earlier. If you want instant, nowadays all instant are available. Instant coffee, instant idli and all, whatever you want. So if you want instant mukti also, surrender. Unconditional surrender. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you weep for God 3 days and 3 nights at a stretch, without a break, you will realize God. And for those 3 days of longing, you may have to do tapas for many, many lives of sadhana. So there is a purpose. Why did you create me? It is to go back to the source, experience the life in the world, know what this world is, know what yourself is, know what God is, pass through and reach back. Some Sikh devotees once said to me, God is full of compassion. God is full of compassion. Many times we feel when everything becomes favorable, I get a nice job, I get a nice family, I get nice circumstances, I get nice health, and everything is flavoring, we say God is compassionate. And where everything stands against us, pain from every side, all insults, this, that, great losses, health is deteriorating, all this happening. God is so cruel. Why did He create? I would have created a better world than this. So everyone feels God is cruel and God is compassionate. God is none of that. We work out our own karmas. The only thing is we need to transcend the nature and go beyond. So Sikh devotees once said to me, God is full of compassion. I said, but why should we call Him compassionate? He is our Creator. What is there to be wondered at if He is kind to us? Parents bring up their children. Do you call it an act of kindness? They must act that way. Therefore, we should force our demands on God. So, here he gives a higher secret that once you know to the depths of your being that God is my father, God is my mother, the whole universe with all beings He has created, and we are the products of His creation. When you know this relationship, then we can exercise our demands. You see, the children, the parental property, when they are small children itself, what all my father has got, He'll be knowing some unknown awareness that I will be able to get all this one day. That awareness will be there. Even while studying this, that, college days and all that, positively they will not be thinking that when my father will die away and I get this property. That way they don't be thinking. Nor they will be thinking I must get it. But there is an awareness, this belongs to me. It is in his name, but it belongs to me. He is temporarily my owner of this building and all. I am the real owner. Just as long as he is alive, he is looking after my property. That kind of awareness, that kind of surety, nobody can claim this. Nobody can touch it. It is ours. So, that kind of, the same awareness comes to with respect to God. When you feel, God is my father, God is my mother. When you understand, means you are not the mental understanding. It is not intellectual understanding, never. It is not logic. It is words of the heart. It starts feeling God is his own. Then why has he not revealed himself to me? What is obstructing? Does he need some prayer? Should I ask him at all? Why is he not giving me? What is my right? My right? Because you have created all your bliss, peace, love, absolute must be my property. I must get that joy of existence, the Ananda Swarupa. I must experience my Ananda Swarupa. It is your Swarupa and it is my Swarupa because I am your child. So this kind of a transcendental awareness, a awareness that takes you to the eternity and infinite existence. It is not something limited, something small and for today and tomorrow. No, it is through eternity. The first awareness of eternity and infinity. Infinity means where the whole universe disappears from its existence. The relative existence, from your awareness it dissolves away. In the awareness of God, all this whole universe looks like petty thing. So in that awareness, you will be claiming, yes, I don't have realization. It is like father, grown-up child, and father has become old and he has already 2-3 children, the son, and father is not yet giving the property. You will go and ask father, when will I get all this? You are also, you become old, you are not using it. Should I wait till I become old? So, that kind of, my children are growing, my age is advancing, and father has not handed over the property yet to me. That kind of a demand here comes into picture. Should I demand? Why has he not revealed himself? Why has he not revealed? He is my own. Just like mother is hiding since your birth.